Hi, Aiden. Welcome to our writing and reading class. Are you able to hear me and see my slides, Aiden?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our class today then. So I'm going to very quickly go over the agenda and then we'll get started. So our first thing, we're going to start with our question of the day to practice our writing skills. And then we're going to go over the book of the day. So this was on the slides in our last class, but we didn't have time to get to it. So we're going to start with that now. And then we're going to do another figures of speech lesson. We're going to learn about a different type today. And then we'll finish off with our vocabulary words and an idiom. So
Is it
here,
the book thief?
yeah, that's our book of the day for
I
today.
read it before. I read it before. I
So,
mean, I saw the book before, but I didn't read it.
okay, so we can talk about what happens in the book later, and maybe you can read it if you like it. So here is our question of the day. Do you want to try reading it out loud, Aiden?
What is your dream vacation? Where would you go? What would you do on your trip? Explain why it is your dream vacation.
Great job, Aiden. So our question of the day today is asking us what your dream vacation is. So what you're going to describe is where you would like to go and what you would like to do. So maybe an example of a dream vacation would be going to Disney World. So that's an example of a trip that I would want to take and a vacation, and you're going to explain what you would do on your trip. So some different activities that you would do. So if I was going to Disney World, I would say that I was going to go on the rides. So Aiden, you can pick something that you like and some place that you really want to go and talk about that and explain why it's your dream vacation. So does
So
that
I'm
make sense, Aiden?
yeah. So I'm
Okay.
gonna write my dream vacation is is going to Florida because something, something, something.
Yeah. So that's exactly it, Aiden. You can say Florida if that's your dream vacation and just explain what you would do.
Okay. And my my dream was D. D R was R my dream. No, not dream. Dream. My dream. How do I spell vacation?
Sorry, Aiden, can you say that again?
How do I spell vacation?
I'll type it in the chat, Aiden. So Vacation.
Okay. What is it? Where's B? D A the vacation. My dream vacation is to go to fun camps. My dream vacation is to go to where's at fun. Where's you? Delete fun land. Fun land. Funland. My dream vacation is to go to Funland. Because where's B? B B B B B B B B B B B B B E because my dream vacation is to go to Funland because it it's so much fun and I love it. Delete. My dream vacation is to Funland. Whoops, I need to delete. Delete because and delete this. My dream vacation is to go to Funland. It's so much fun and I love it. I know. I I what should I write? I don't know. I love flying. No. I love finishing. I love I love I love I love fun. Delete. I'm gonna do shift. Done.
Okay, Aiden, let's take it up then. Do you want to read your answer, Aiden?
My dream vacation is to go to Funland. It's so much fun and I love it. I love Funland.
Great job, Aiden. So this is a great short paragraph that you wrote about what you would do at Funland and why it is your dream vacation. So well done, Aiden. I'm just going to capitalize the second sentence, but otherwise, great job, Aiden. Now we're going to move on to our book of the day, which we talked about, and it is the book, The Book Thief. And before we read a short summary about the book, we're going to read a little bit about the author first. So the author's name is Marcus Zuzak, and we're going to read a short about the author. So do you want to read this paragraph, Eden?
But some of the words I might don't know how to say.
That's okay. You can tell me when you don't know the word, and I will say it for you.
Marcus Zuzak is the author of 5 books, including the international bestseller, The Book Thief, which spent more than a decade on the New York Times bestseller list, and is
Translated.
translated into more than 40 languages, establishing Susak as one of the most successful authors to come out of Australia to date. Susak has held the number one posting at Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, the New York Times, bestseller list as well in countries across South Europe and Asia. His books, The Underdog, Fighting Ruben Wolf, uh,
When Dogs Cry.
When Dogs Cry, also title Getting the Girl, The Messenger, or I Am the Messenger, and the book thief has been dishonored, ranging from literary prizes to Reader's Choice Awards to prizes voted on by bookshelves. I thought we had to read also title Getting the Girl first.
No, so since that's in brackets, Aiden, we can read that after. So we read it like When Dogs Cry, also titled Getting the Girl. So when we have brackets, they're kind of like commas. So I can also write it like this.
Oh,
Does that make sense, Aiden?
yeah.
So if something is in brackets, we read it after or wherever it is in the sentence. So that was a little bit about the author of this book and some of the other books that he has written. And we also learn a little bit about him. So he is from Australia and he's won a lot of awards and prizes for his books. So that is what this paragraph is telling us basically. The word translated means when you take something from one language and you put it in another language. So, for example, if this paragraph was in French, for example, and I changed it to English, that's what we call translating. So, changing the language. So here is the summary of the book thief and what happens in the book. So Aiden, do you want to read this slide now?
Uh, can I read half?
Sure, Aiden. So you can just stop whenever you are done reading and I will continue the rest.
It is 1939. Nazi Germany, the country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier and will be busier still. By her brother Grass's-eyed Lucille's life is changed. When she picks up a single object spiritually hidden in the stone, it is the gravedigger's handbook left. Uh, or it might left behind
Behind.
there by ancient, and it is her first act of book thievery. So began a love for books and words. As Lucille, with the book, with the help of her accordion playing foster father, learns to read.
Soon she is stealing books from Nazi book burnings, the mayor's wife's library, wherever there are books to be found. But these are dangerous times. When Liesel's foster family hides a Jew in their basement, Liesel's world is both opened up and closed down. In a superbly crafted writing that burns with intensity, award-winning author Marcus Zusak has given us one of the most enduring stories of our time. So that is the summary of The Book Thief and what happens in it. So it's just the story of a girl named Liesel and how she steals books because books are banned. So that is generally what happens. It doesn't go into too much detail. So if you like that book, you can go ahead and read it. So let's move on now to our third activity for our class today, which is our figures of speech lesson. So I'm going to quickly go over what figures of speech are again before we start learning about our specific one today. And I'm going to read the slide and then we'll continue. So a figure of speech is an expression whose words are not used in their literal sense. A figure of speech is used to express an idea more clearly or more interestingly. An example of a figure of speech are idioms. So that's like the idiom on the side here in the picture. Tell me more. I'm all ears. So it's an idiom saying that we're listening and it's not literal. So it's figurative and it's not in the literal sense. So I'm not actually all ears. It just means that I'm listening closely. So today for our class, we're going to focus on similes and we're going to read the definition of them, learn why we use them, and then we're also going to learn some examples and then we'll practice writing using a simile. So here is the slide that gives us the definition of what a simile is. So Aiden, do you want to read this slide?
Okay. A smiley is a figure of speech that likens one thing to another, usually by using the word like or as. It involves comparing one thing with another thing of a different kind to make description more interesting for a reader. They help readers create visual images in their mind. Smiles is
Similes.
similarly used everyday language, meaning that they aren't literal. For example, the smoothie she sings like an angel is a really exaggerated, and she isn't literally an angel.
Great job, Aiden. So here we learned that a simile compares one thing to another thing. So they give us an example in the slide, like she sings like an angel. So the two things they're comparing is the girl who is singing and an angel. And they're comparing these two using the word like. You can also use as, they both work. So
Or
to compare, do you have a question, Aiden?
like he's he sounds like a robot means like he actually isn't a robot.
Yeah, that's a great example, Aiden. So if he sounds like a robot, he's not actually a robot, but he's just talking like one. So it's describing his voice so that we can imagine what he sings like. So if we look at this sentence, Aiden, she sings like an angel. How do you imagine her singing? Is it good or bad?
Good.
Yeah, so by doing this comparison, by comparing them, we learn what her singing sounds like. Instead of just saying her singing is good, when we say she sings like an angel, our writing is more creative. So that's what we talk about in why do we use similes. So Aiden, I can read the first paragraph, and do you want to read the second one?
Okay.
Okay, so a simile can be a great way to explain an idea. Similes are used to create mental pictures or pictures in your brain that will help readers understand your idea with the same clarity as you. Do you want to read the second paragraph, Aiden?
Uh, Smiles you use it once in a while to make your writing sound more creative and colorful. It can make your writing more engaging for reading.
Great job, Aiden. So that's like I mentioned earlier. So similes are great ways to explain ideas that you have. And when we're hearing something, it can help readers understand the same thing. So, for example, if I say she sings like an angel, then everyone understands that she sings very well. So they're seeing things the same way that I'm seeing them. I'm explaining my idea. It can also make our writing more creative and colorful, which makes readers want to keep reading. So that's what the word engaging means. Readers will want to keep reading it and they won't get bored. So if I go back to the last example, just saying she is good at singing is a little bit boring or it's a little bit plain, but saying she sings like an angel is more creative. So it's more interesting for people who are reading it. Now, before we practice writing, we're going to go over a couple of examples and then we'll practice writing a paragraph using the similes that we've learned. So, do you want to read all the examples here, Aiden? Hi, Aiden. Can you hear me? You are muted, Aiden. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to continue and read the examples?
Okay. She sings like an angel. She is afraid of a lion. You have to be quiet as a mouse in the library. He is a hung he is hungry like a wolf. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Great job, Aiden. So these are all examples of similes because they have like and as in them, and they're comparing two things. So this simile is comparing the girl and an angel with the word like.
But this has but the fourth one doesn't have as or like. Oh, it has like.
Yes, so the first one has like. So similes will always have like or as. If there is no like or as in the sentence, it is not a simile. So
But
this is,
what if they have like and as in the simile?
yeah, so that can also be an example of a simile too. So if we look at this one, we can replace one of these words with as. So as, and this one is like, and it would still be a simile. So this second one here,
Fruit a butterfly.
or sorry, this third one here has the word as, and the fourth one has like. And like I mentioned in the last one, we can have as and like in a sentence, and it can still be a simile. And the similes are all comparing the people to something that makes sense with the sentence. So lions are usually brave. So they're saying he's as brave as a lion because lions are brave animals. A mouse is very quiet, so we'll say we have to be as quiet as a mouse. And wolves are very hungry, so we'll say that you are hungry like a wolf. So does that make sense, Aiden? Do you have any questions on similes and what they are?
Yeah, I have one. If we delete the as, it'll be full of butterfly. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so we can't get rid of the word as. The word as has to be there. What we can do is replace it with like if we want. Does that make sense? So that word has to be there. We can't get rid of it.
He likes.
Yeah. So do you have any other questions, Aiden?
No.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start reading our activity that we're going to practice doing. So do you want to read this question, Aiden?
Write a story using the simile. It was as hot as a desert. Make sure to include a beginning, middle, and end to your story. If you would like to include some more similes in your story, you can. 5 sentences. Aww.
So well done, Aiden. So in this activity, we're going to write a short story using the simile, it was as hot as a desert. So you can put it anywhere you like. You can use it was as hot as a desert in the beginning as your first sentence. It can be your last sentence, or you can put it in the middle. So you can use it wherever. You just have to make sure that you are using it in your story. And also make sure that your story has a beginning, middle, and end. And if you want to use some more, like the ones that we went over in our examples, or maybe if you can think of your own, you can do that as well. So we're going to try to write 5 sentences for our story today, so a little bit longer. But we're going to write a story. So you can have 1 sentence for the beginning, 3 sentences for the middle, and then 1 sentence for the end, like a paragraph. So does that make sense, Aiden?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go ahead and start writing, and once you're done, we will take it up. If you have any questions, you can let me know and I will help you.
Oh. I'm done.
Okay, Aiden, I'm gonna copy down your answer and we can take it up. Do you want to read your answer out loud, Aiden?
It was hot as a desert in my house. It was hot in my house because it was summer and we didn't have any fans. I was so hot that I had a lot of water. The heat got hotter and hotter. I also ate some ice cream. Yum.
Great job, Aiden. So this is a great short story that you wrote using the simile. It was as hot as a desert. And you did a great job explaining how it was hot and giving some examples of things that you did. So great job, Aiden. This was very creative and very detailed. I'm gonna start by adding the word as here. So in the original sentence, it was as hot as a desert. So we want to make sure that we're including that word. And then another thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a period here and say I also ate some ice cream, and then we can add yum at the end there.
So I did 6 sentences.
Yeah, so you had an extra sentence and you went over. So that's great, Aiden. Good job. Now we're going to look at our vocabulary words for our class today, and we have a couple of them. So we haven't been able to get through them during our last class, but we'll try to finish with these today. So our first word is the word concur, which is a verb. So do
That
you want to
means
read?
conquer is an action.
Yeah, so it is an action since it's a verb. Good job, Aiden. Do you want to read the definition and I can read the sentence?
To agree with something.
And the example sentence is I concur with your decision. So the word concur is an action that someone does, like we said, when you agree with something. So if I said something and you agreed with me, Aiden, you would say that you concurred with what I said. So you agreed. So we can think of it as another word for agree. In the example sentence, I concur with your decision. What that means is I agree with your decision. So now, Aiden, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write your own sentence for this word. And once you're done, we can take it up.
Okay. Uh, aid. How do I spell connection?
I'll type it in the chat, Aiden. So it's CONNECTION. So I'll type that in the chat, connection.
Con connection. A connection. A con. A connection is a a a where's Agree. G. Agree. A. Whoops. A. Space. A. Comma. Wait. A. C. Where's C? Where's C? Where's C? A. Con. And then a connection is a uh, agree. Shift my my con con happy done. Happy done.
Okay, Aiden, I'm going to copy it down and we can take it up. Okay, Aiden, do you want to read your sentence?
A connection is an agree. My friends concurred with me.
Great job, Aiden. So this is a great sentence or great two sentences for the word concurred, and you did a great job using the word concur correctly. So by saying my friends concurred with me, that's like saying my friends agreed with me. So great job, Aiden. Just one thing that I want to say here. The word agree is a verb, so it's an action. But the way that this sentence is written means that it should be a noun. So whenever we put a or an in front of something, it means that it's a noun. So I'm
So
going
agree
to,
is a thing, or I mean the a put none.
so we need to change the word agree into a thing. So do you know the noun version of the word agree, Aiden?
Oh yeah.
So
Proper now.
yeah, so it's just a noun of the word agree, and it is agreement. So when two people agree on something, it's
Oh,
called an agreement. So to
and it's
make
a
this,
proper noun.
yeah, and it's a noun. So we're going to change the sentence and help it make a little more sense by changing the verb into a noun so that we can use an in front of it. But otherwise, great job, Aiden. This was a great sentence for the word concur. All right, so let's move on to our second vocabulary word, which is the word savor. So this is also a verb. Do you want to read the definition again, Aiden, and I can read
Wait,
the sentence?
to eat something and enjoy it a lot.
Well done. And the example sentence is I savored my dinner yesterday. I wish I could eat it again. So when you savor something, it means that you're eating food and you really like it. So you're savoring it. So I put a picture of food here because when you're eating your food, you can savor it if you really like it. When they're talking about their dinner in the example sentence, and when they say they savored their dinner, that means that they really liked it a lot when they were eating it. So, Aiden, I'm gonna give you a couple minutes now to write your own sentence with the word savor, and once you're done, we will take it up.
Where's S? It was so God.
Okay, Aiden, I'm gonna copy it down and we will take it up. Do you want to read your sentence out loud, Aiden?
I saved my cake because it was so delicious.
Good job, Aiden. Great sentence for the word savor, and a cake is a great example of something we would savor. So good job. Great sentence. Now, our third vocabulary word that we're going to look at is the word banal, which is an adjective. So an adjective
Is
is
a
a
describing word.
Yeah, good job, Aiden. An adjective is a word we use to describe something or someone. So do you want to read the definition, Aiden?
Boring, ordinary, and not original. Is this in the blue zone?
Sorry, Aiden, can you say that
Is this
again?
in the is this in the red zone?
What do you mean by red zone?
Like something.
So I'm not sure what the red zone is, Aiden, so I can't answer that question. But I'm gonna read the example sentence and see if that helps answer your question once I explain this word. So the example sentence is, she was tired of watching the same banal movie every day. And what that means is she was tired of watching the same old, boring movie every day. So she's probably watched this movie a lot of times, and she thinks it's very boring because she does not like it. She knows what's going to happen, and it's not original to her anymore because she's watched it so many times that it's boring. And in the picture there, you can see a boy who looks bored while he is doing his homework, maybe, or maybe just writing something. We would describe that as banal. So he looks banal because it is boring. So another sentence would be the homework he is doing is very banal because it's boring, ordinary, and not original. So it's an adjective we use to describe something that is boring. So Aiden, you can start writing your sentence for this word, and once you're done, we can take it up.
Done.
All right, I'm gonna copy it and we can take it up. Okay, Aiden, do you want to read your sentence?
I was so bad out because there was nothing to do.
Good job, Aiden. So this is a great example of when someone would be bored and when we can describe them using the word banal because they are bored. So great job. Now, our next word, I think this might be our last vocabulary word of the day, is the word agitated, which is also an adjective, and we use the word agitated to specifically describe people. So it's an adjective to describe someone and usually not objects. So do you want to read the definition, Aiden?
Worried or angry.
Great job, Aiden. So the example sentence is there was a long delay and people became increasingly agitated as they waited for the train. So when someone is agitated, they're either worried about something and they're worrying and they're getting nervous, or they're getting angry and frustrated. I know the definition says or angry, but it can also be both. So if someone is worried and angry at the same time, they can also be agitated. So I'm going to say and or angry. So I'm going to let you start writing your sentence now, Aiden, and once you're done, we will take it up.
Done.
All right, so let's take it up. Do you want to read your sentence out loud, Aiden?
My dad was so agitated because I did something really wrong.
Good job, Aiden. So that is a great sentence for the word agitated. And this is a great example of when someone would be really worried or really angry when someone does something really wrong. So great job, Aiden. We have one more vocab word and then one more idiom, but we are out of time for today's class, so we will do those next week during our next class. And right now, I'm going to go over the homework, which is our weekly writing assignment. So the assignment is below, it's in bold and it's underlined. And you can complete this and bring it to our next class next week so we can take it up at the beginning of class. So the assignment is here. I'm going to read it. Write a short story about a hot summer day. How hot would it be? What activities would you do on a hot summer day? And maybe you can use some similes as well, like we learned, to create a visual image for readers. So what that just means is if you can use similes in your writing, then you can. Aim for 8 to 10 sentences. If you can't do 8 sentences, 5 sentences works as well, just a short paragraph.